Welcome to another live stream, my friends. Well, guys, Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit today, but is this bearish or is this just a perfect bullish resistance support flip to send us a little bit higher? Honestly, right now, I have mixed feelings. And in my opinion, it is risky to look for new swing positions at this point since we are right in the middle of a very large range. But I am happy to keep the rest of my long position running for now, as I think higher prices are at least very possible at this point. And guys, this is something that I've been talking about in my last couple of streams as well in my Telegram yesterday, mentioning that, I would love to see this triangle that we broke out of actually flip this resistance into support. So even though we're seeing this correction today, just notice how perfect of a reaction we are getting so far off of this level. I mean, it's yet to be decided if it's actually going to send us to new highs, obviously, but there's a couple of things lining up right now that I love to see. One, as you can see, is the measured move of this pattern breakout would actually take us back towards our all-time highs. Not everybody likes playing pattern breakouts, but that is one piece of confluence that I'm going to look at here. Another key piece is obviously just my original bearish Stuber fib looking for resistance. I have that here. I'm just going to take away the liquidity to show you, but that's the fib pocket basically. And notice that we would be right in my swing fail territory if we are going to get that same type of a setup where we set a slightly higher high, or honestly, maybe even break out from there. But a measured move would take us right up to that pocket. And as well, guys, let me just remove these fibs, is to bring the liquidation pockets back up. And you can see that there is liquidity, high leverage liquidations all the way up at those levels. So would it make sense for a market maker to go and grab that before sending us lower? I mean, yeah, it would make sense. And as well, I'm not saying that lower is guaranteed at this point, but just saying that if we're going to get the same type of setup that we've already had a couple of times, I mean, it would make a lot of sense. And we have the measured moves and the liquidity lining up, suggesting that it's at least possible at this time, you guys. As well with that, the trend master, this is something that I mentioned on the 4-hour, that the 4-hour buy signal trend was actually lining up with a retest of this level. And you can see that very clearly right now that we have indicator support with the trend master now as well. Another one that has caught my interest, you guys, is actually this one. Interesting that it is recovering quite nicely. But this is something that I did even warn about in my Telegram. Yesterday, I had mentioned that Trump had caught my eye because it had seen a very nice gain yesterday. But I mentioned, for one, I did take a momentum short. Eventually, the rest of it got stopped at break even. I ended up closing a quarter of it at a nice profit. But after that, it's more so this is what I was looking for, is if we break back above 333, that I was expecting we would pull back and retest the highs of the range, or maybe a Stuber fib pocket pulled from the highs. And then notice that that's exactly what we got when just pulling the fibs, chasing the price like a typical Stuber fib setup. Is we did get that front running the 786 very slightly, but just a typical Stuber fib setup, hit the first two take profits very quickly. And from there, well, the rest is at break even on the stop loss. So whatever happens there, I'm not too worried about it. And guys, if you do like the way that I pull fibs, you want to see more examples of how I pull my fibs, how I view market structure, how I, some of my favorite trade strategies, just my overall thoughts on the market. If that interests you, do yourselves a favor, scan the QR code on the screen, get in my private Telegram. And as well, guys, my partners at BloFin did just start this new promotion just today, running until, when does this run? Till November 3rd. But this is basically for new members who want to sign up and take advantage of some deposit bonuses and trade bonuses. And of course, signing up under me and meeting the requirements, then you also get access to my VIP Telegram there. So if that is something that interests you, you can scan either QR code on the screen right now. And as well, guys, if you want a sneak peek, also do have a open Discord group where I share all of my signals from the Telegram group for full transparency. But just there is a 3-day delay on those posts. It's just a bit of a sneak peek. So if that's something that interests you, there is a link down below as well. Some people had messaged that they were having issues getting in there. There was an expired link that should be fixed now. So that is there. So like I said, either of those things interest you, there is the information for you. But yeah, guys, that being said, Bitcoin, I love to see that we're getting such a perfect reaction off that level, right? On the 4 hour, we can see it here. But then when we really zoom into the 5 minute, you can see that we basically tested it perfectly here. And so far holding support. If I bring up the trend master, we do technically have resistance where we're at right now. So we're definitely not in the clear, right? We could absolutely just end up dropping back down into the triangle and then go in with momentum towards the other side. That is absolutely possible. But at this point, it is still holding as a resist support flip. So I don't want to be too bearish on this resistance right now. If anything, I would rather look for some sort of a short on a retest of resistance, like actual structure resistance instead, and look for a tighter stop loss, basically. I mean, yeah, there's potential for us for a tight stop loss short right here. I'm not really interested in it just because of that potential flip and betting against the 4 hour trend and betting against the pattern breakout. And there's just a lot of things there, you guys. So I don't really want to bet against that at this point yet. Still open to looking for scalps to the downside, for example. Like I said, with Trump, I do have a little bit of a position running still. Zcash, this one has really got my attention, you guys. I'm not sure if we're going to get the retest that I would really like to see, but basically, this has been on a lot of people's radar recently. A lot of people are starting to get FOMO on this one because realistically, I mean, it pumped from about $50 to $375. So, I mean, it went on an absolutely nutty run, just absolutely massive. And I'm starting to see a lot of people on social media getting FOMO about that one. But notice what happened, guys, is we really, since down in the $50 range, we've only lost two very micro higher lows on the trend to the upside. Now, a lot of people who are newer to how I look at seeing how I view market structure and that sort of thing, this may not, it may look a little bit overwhelming. Those of you guys who are very familiar with how I look at microstructure, basically here's where we would have lost a higher low, got a very quick dump. What would that have been? That was basically a 25-30% dump to the downside. Same with here when we had a new higher low and we ended up breaking that level from there to where we bottomed. That was about a 25% correction to the downside. So far, the only two examples that I can find, even on a micro time frame, like I shouldn't say micro time frame, but micro structure, micro swing level, the only two that I've seen have had very serious corrections. And we have lost that level now on the 4 hour. So while people are starting to get a lot of FOMO around this one, just understand that we lost the micro trend on the 4 hour here because, I mean, from back here, you can see, right? We had a higher high, we had a higher high. That means this was our higher low because it's the lowest point between the two. Here we had another higher high. Lowest point between the two is here. There's our confirmed higher low. We end up breaking even higher. And then that confirms this as our higher low on the trend. And like I said, we have lost that, right? So I think this is a very serious structure break. As far as the immediate trend here, basically the bulls would have to get back above this level here around 344, about 344 US dollars would be that lower high on this trend, right? Because basically from here, this was our low. We did get a very slightly lower low here and then another lower low. So that would be my confirmed lower high on the immediate trend. The thing is, guys, even if we break that level, that's where I would start to consider resistance pulled, much like how I've been doing with Bitcoin on the last several big swings, is that I would be looking for a bearish fib pull and looking for some sort of a retest starting at the 786 to the 115. Basically, if it breaks that, fine, that's what invalidations are for. But at this point, I would be very interested in looking for shorts in that level. And people are going to be getting FOMO at that level if we get up there. But just understand that it's not just that we're retesting resistance. It's that we're retesting resistance after we broke the uptrend, right? So that's where momentum is favoring the bearish side. And that's why I have a bearish fib pull there. So just be careful with that one. Obviously have invalidations. I'm not saying that it has to absolutely nuke, but this is one that, you know, just how fast it climbed there, any type of potential reversal structure break like that, I am very interested to get into a position on something like that, because it could be a trend ender is the thing, right? That's a potential very big reversal compared to the size of risk that you would have in that kind of a setup. So, and guys, if you do like my level-headed approach on the markets, not getting too much FOMO, not getting too much fear and panic or anything like that, I try and be the voice of reason in this market. And if you guys do appreciate that, please do me a favor, hit that like button. And for those of you who are new here, please do me a favor and yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel as well. Those likes and subscribes go a long way right now. This is a very new channel, and I'm really loving doing this pretty much daily content with you guys. So hopefully you guys are appreciating that. If so, please do me a favor and show it with that thumbs up, you guys. I hope you guys are all crushing these markets, because nothing too crazy is happening. It's just, like I said, right now, it's unfortunate that we are in the middle of such a large range that it does make it a little bit risky. The fact that we're in the middle of a large range on Bitcoin and we have a lot of liquidity on both sides of the price, that makes it hard to say for sure which way we're going to go from here, right? That's why I am very happy right now, you guys, to have my running long position from $104,787. I'm very happy to still have 40% of that position running, just because I can keep such a level head. I don't feel like I have FOMO or panic or anything like that. That's why I love letting runners run. I was obviously taking profits along the way on this position, but I just left it run. Even when we pulled way back to down here, I was still letting that position run, because I love letting runners run when given the opportunity. I always treat the first half of my positions like a scalp. I'm always taking profits whatever range I'm playing the range first. But when I get these breakouts, I mean, I would love to see this position to run all the way back up towards all-time highs, whether it wants to stop at 126K or just blast through and go on a parabolic run. I would be very happy with this position and the fact that I let it run in that case. And if not, well, so be it. At least I took some profits along the way. And obviously, if we get back up to my resistance levels, even when we get up towards 120K, we'll be getting a lot closer to my 786 fib on the macro time frame. I will be starting to take more profits off that position for sure if we start getting up to 120K. And then, of course, as always, I will let some run as a moon bag. That's just very typical for how I like to trade. So, and again, guys, if you do just want to see more examples how I pull fibs, look at market structure, some of those trade setup ideas, right? As I mentioned, I actually shared that long live, right? When we were right at that 786 fib pull, I had mentioned that I was taking a long. I even mentioned that I wasn't even bullish. I was bearish, but I took it anyways, because a buy level is a buy level. And at the end of the day, that's what matters, is not only your analysis, but more so how you react to that analysis. And the fact that we came to support, I just kept a level head, pulled the trigger on that, turned into a nice position. Like I said, taking profits at my take profit levels on the way and letting some run. So absolutely beautiful when that type of thing happens, you guys. Aster, how's Aster doing? This was another one, guys, that I did share live. Basically right as we were testing my green support box there, ended up sharing my Aster long, only got my first order out of, I think I had 4 more down here, which I've canceled because I ended up taking some profits along the way. Don't want to lose on that position anymore. But my stop loss on that is just a little below my 886. Basically, I don't want to take a loss on that position anymore. So, the fact that I took some profits and stop loss is basically break even. Very small profit to pay the fees and a little extra, but basically break even on the rest of that. But yeah, honestly, guys, as far as looking for big shorts, this Zcash is actually the one that I'm really looking at right now. Like I said, if we get that retest up here, I mean, I'm already playing the odd scalp, just trading the 1 minute and the 5 minute. But it's more so I want to see one of those bigger setups there, up all the way back towards a retest of the macro resistance. I would love to ladder in some shorts in that level, in those ranges. Basically from 360 up towards 386, and I would leave a little wiggle room, but probably invalidate it above 390 or so. But that is a situation that I would very much so like to swing the bat at. Anyways, guys, I think that's about all I wanted to go over. Let me just double check how you are all doing in the chat. Make sure there's nothing crazy going on. Guys, one other thing that I want to mention about the Discord that I was talking about. If anybody is trying to get into the Telegram group and needs support or anything like that, having issues with any of the steps, anything like that, feel free to start a ticket there, and that we can get that sorted ASAP and get you in there. But just another way to check out that Discord. But like I said, it is also giving all of the signals that I give in my Telegram. There's just a 3-day delay there because it is a little bit of sneak peek, like I said. So if that is something that interests you, check out the VIP Telegram or the Discord. But how are you guys all feeling in the chat? I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day so far. I hope you guys are not only surviving, but thriving in these markets. Can crypto stay flat through the end of the year as equity markets move higher? Anything is possible. I wouldn't really expect it to, but until the chart proves otherwise, I mean, it is possible. Michael Joseph Organics, really enjoying the Telegram. Thank you so much for the love to hear it. Love to hear that you guys are getting value out of that, even though it is free. Dan Rabb, good to see you. Good to see so many familiar faces, you guys. Other Stu, Hurley, Adrian, Maximilian, Habu. Who else? Gravy Train. Sorry, I'm gonna hopefully not mispronounce your name. I'm not sure what it is. Hey Darmo Hamdi. Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to have you in there. Love to see it. Hopefully you enjoy. Just posting analysis and things, how I'm pulling fibs, how I look at market structure. Is there a small bullish breakout on Bitcoin on the 5-minute? That is an absolutely wonderful question. I would say at this point, it's looking like it's getting rejected by resistance from the Trendmaster indicator. However, there is potential that we're just going to retest this basically. Another Stuber retest would basically put us at another retest of that triangle resist support flip, as well as just the fact of basic market structure here. You can see that we had a low here. We had a lower low, confirmed lower high, and we did break that level. So now this is a valid scalp size Stuber position, obviously a very small range, but that means tight invalidation. It also means your 2 first take profits are very close as well. But yeah, it's possible that we just see a bit of a correction, pull back, retest support on the 5-minute, and then carry on. It's also possible that we just carry on from here. Obviously, it's just that I like those pullback positions more so. Dan Rab found some good setups on Sol. Interesting. Hurley, you're still getting invalid link on the Discord even today? I thought the link was fixed, but maybe not. I haven't tried it today. I was told that it was fixed. Maybe it never got switched in the description. That's very possible. In which case, I will double check and I will switch it when this video goes up. When I'm finished streaming, I'll go back and change it. Zcash, what was the attraction to touch it off? Zcash, as far as like what caught my attention or what made it pop off like that, I couldn't tell you if anything fundamental happened or if it just happened to be a nice breakout with some volume. I don't know what would have caused that run, but seeing people FOMOing on social media is what grabbed my attention. But I'm more so when I saw that we were testing back down at this higher low on the micro trend, I was thinking, man, if we break that, that could be a real nasty reversal. So that's kind of what got my attention. Oh, thanks for pointing that out, Hurley. Okay, so yeah, I'll go back after I post or after this video is after the stream is over. I'll go back in the description and I'll change the link. I guess that just never got changed. That's all good. But yeah, on the about page, the Discord link works. Should make a Patreon. Maybe someday. We'll see. Gold scam low liquidity futures open. Haven't actually looked at gold today. Shane Wilson, I love that you are now creating shorter videos. I don't have time to catch up on 2-hour videos. This is great and straight to the point. Thanks, Stu. That's awesome to hear. And yeah, that's really what we're going for. Just rather than me doing 1 or 2 hour catch up once or twice a week, I want to do basically daily streams and shorter ones. Not everyone has time for that. You're absolutely right. So that's the point of the new channel here. So love to hear that you love it. Trio forming some structure by my eye. You know what? In my next stream, I might look at that one. I'm actually going to wrap up here right away. So next stream. Everyone claims that fund managers are going to be forced to chase the market for performance, and that should cause crypto to run higher. I mean, yeah, maybe. The thing is, a lot of those bullish claims, I see a lot of validity to a lot of the theories out there saying why crypto should go higher in the next little bit. It's just that, you know, I need the chart structure to invalidate my concerns, basically. So, and I mean, when I say that, like I said, I'm actually, I think that we can push a little bit higher, but I don't really think that Bitcoin's going to go parabolic from here. I am very, very happy to be wrong about that. I would love to see us break out and go absolutely to the moon. It's just that looking at things realistically, I think that big liquidation event we had really broke some serious structure. Just the way we have liquidations forming below us, I just don't know if we're going to go straight parabolic. I think the big players are going to continue playing with us and trading the market sideways way more than the average person can even handle. Dodgers or Blue Jays? Go Jays. Go Canada. I have not analyzed Solana. I've run out of time. I got to get going, you guys, but I will mention Sol. I will whip up a quick chart in the Telegram. There's a couple of altcoins that I want to look at and post what I see. So if you guys are in there, I will give a little bit of analysis on a couple other coins here this evening yet. But yeah, guys, I think that's about all I wanted to go over today. So once again, if you appreciated these live streams, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said, you want to see more examples how I look at market structure, Fibonacci's, my thoughts on the market in general, do yourselves a favor, scan that QR code, get in the Telegram. And as I mentioned, you guys, new members until November 3rd are currently getting this promo. This is for new members only. But a deposit bonus and as well as trading bonuses from my partners at BloFin. And guys, just did a little, according to Grok, just kind of looking up why I feel comfortable and why I'm trading on BloFin currently is I've had some I guess just some less than pleasant experiences on some other exchanges. And this is just using Grok. This is unbiased. This is just looking at what it pulled together with some of my favorite exchanges, basically, and the information that it provided. So that's just one reason why I'm personally trading on BloFin, why I'm still comfortable being partnered with them and so on. And like I said, the fact that they give you guys these promos basically constantly coming up with something new. And if you have any issues with them or anything like that, at least I have direct contact with somebody so I can get issues resolved and that sort of thing. So With that being said, my friends, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Keep crushing those charts. With that, I'm out.